Hello everybody, welcome. It's Diorama Don here once more, and today we are painting and weathering a tiger tank. You may remember I made a video on actually how to make the tiger tank using 2mm cardboard. So now we've got one complete and we're painting and weathering it. So let's get on with the video. So I made a tiger tank some time ago, made a video on how I made it. It's the same with most things. Once you've made one, you think that maybe a second time it would be better. So that's the premise of what I'm trying to do here. I only gave instruction on how to actually make the basics of the tiger tank. All the bits and pieces and extras I left to you. So I've made another one, hopefully a bit better this time, and I've made it up to this point. So I've made the chassis, the middle and the turret as I did on my previous video, but I've left it at this point and then try to show you how I will paint and weather it. To be quite frank, I don't know how to, so this is all as new to me as it may be to you. But the idea is to try to make it look more realistic and not so cardboard looking. Anyway, this is what I've made so far. So I've got all the bits and pieces and extras that I will need to do. The wheels I've made from, well, obviously a difficult thing to do. I can't model exactly how tiger tank wheels exactly were, but I can do a reasonably good representation of them. So the size is right, 800mm in diameter they were, which 1/35 scale is 23mm. So we've got the right size, and I've used 3mm cardboard for the basis of the wheel, and then stuck a washer over the top. So we've got the effect of the rubber surround and the hole in the middle. So that's my version of the wheels, which I shall put on later. And then as for the tools, well, toothpicks and barbecue sticks are the ideal solution, really, and a little bit of thin card. So I made a couple of spades and cutters, sledgehammer, and those long thin things on the side that I don't really know what they are. And an axe. So they will go on later when I've painted those a different colour. And as for the track, I've got some of this corrugated card that I've had for some time, and just by cutting those to 22mm, which is the right scale, and spraying them black, that is as good a representation of a tiger tank track as I could get. So again, I will put those on again later. So for the time being, where are we? For the time being, what I shall do is give it a coat now of wall filler, wall putty. It's watered down, so that's easily, so I can paint it on quite easily. The reason being, I don't really want to paint straight onto cardboard. Paint and cardboard are not a good thing that go together. So I will give it a coat of this first and wait for that to dry, and then give it a rub down to make the surface smooth, ready for my first coat of paint. Okay, so enough talking. I'll do that, put this on, and I'll be back. Okay, so only 15 minutes later, I put this coat of white filler on, and it dried pretty much immediately, and gave it a quick rub down with sandpaper, and now it's ready for its first coat. Well, I'm not enamoured about the idea of painting with a paintbrush, so spraying I think is the idea, that is the way to go. These mini spray gun kits that a lot of people use, they're all well and good. I mean, to cover the whole of the tank, then it's they're not. That's not really what they're intended for a bulk spray like that. But for fine spraying on very small areas, they're perfect. And I think you need to be quite artistic to use them properly. For me personally, they would drive me nuts. Having to know what paint, how to thin it, how much to put in, cleaning the thing afterwards, it would drive me insane. So that's my mini spray kit. I'm going to spray it primer red first. Just to give it a base coat of paint, to get rid of the cardboard, to get rid of the filler, and so I've got more of an even paint then to put my top coat on. So I'll spray it with this and come back and see what it looks like. Okay, so we now have one very rusty looking tank. That's the base coat then. So the ideal colour now is dark yellow, and a spray can this size, a small size, is about £3 or $3, whereas a great big can like this is only £1 from the dollar store or the £1 shop. So it's not the problem is it's not the right colour. It's not dark yellow, it's only medium yellow. So what I'm going to have to do, I'll spray it this colour and then darken it in some way. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out, but I'll spray it with this colour anyway, and we'll see how we get on from there. Okay, so I put that top coat of yellow on, or medium yellow. I know it should be dark yellow, but it does actually look dark yellow to me, looking at it with the naked eye. But through the lens of this camera, it looks very yellow. Believe me, people, it's not as yellow as it looks. So what I'll put the wheels and the track on as well, so that makes it look a little better. So what I need to do now is a little bit of black wash, maybe, just to darken it a little more, and then some dry brushing to pick out some of the things on there, and then put my tools on. So I'll do what I can now and try to finish it off, and I'll be back in a moment to show you. Okay, there we are, all finished, painted and weathered. Could be weathered a lot more, chipping and rusting and muddying and various things that people do, but I think for the purposes of this video, that's as far as I'm going to go anyway. So all the tools and everything all in place, and you don't get free decals with cardboard tanks, so I had to make my own decals. But all in all, I think it's a reasonably good job. I don't think Tamiya will have anything to worry about. So it's not obviously as detailed as a plastic kit, but it's a pretty good second best. I think you'll agree, or maybe not. So I sprayed the, I think the last video, I sprayed it with this medium yellow, which was obviously far too yellow. So I toned it down with the red oxide and black spray paints, spraying from a distance of probably 3 or 4 feet away, and just giving it short, sharp squibs rather than a spray as such. You can tone a colour down a little. So that's what I've done there. So it's a little more in keeping with the correct colour. So there we are. This is the second video now. The first one was how I actually made the thing in the first place. If you watch that video, giving you the sizes and what to cut and the angles and what diameters and what have you. And now we've finished one painted and weathered. So now we have the complete tank. Most of the things on the tank are just representations of the real thing. Obviously with the plastic kit they are exactly the right thing, with the nuts and the fine detail and everything, of course. But with this, as long as it's a reasonably good representation, like these exhaust panels at the back, just pieces of thin cardboard rolled round, and you just have to find things lying around that will represent them. This is electrical wire. This is a part of a drinking straw. All the tools were toothpicks and barbecue sticks. The wheels are 3mm cardboard with a washer stuck in the middle. The track, corrugated card. The headlights are the ends of raw plugs, which was, you know, as close to the shape of a headlight as I could find. This part of the gun is one of those pipettes, you know, yeah, a pipette. You know what a pipette is. And again, building up the hatches with the hinges and the catch, and just observing real photographs and also of people making the kits. You can observe it and pretty much make out what the shape and size of these things are, so you can represent them with cardboard. Okay, so that's my project finished, one Tiger tank. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please subscribe to the channel, click that like button. I will be back with new projects very soon, lots of new ideas to do. In the meantime, have a go yourself, let me know how you get on, and I'll see you in the next video. In the meantime, happy modelling.